You and I may argue on things. I may believe that you should do something, but provided you don't have a victim, you're not harming anyone, I don't have a right to tell you that. It's why I believe that anti-drug policy doesn't make sense, except for in the case of underage children. People do drugs for one of two reasons: to find something or to escape something. If you don't understand that, then you shouldn't talk about drugs, period. Because that is the basic concept that you need to understand before you make any policies or have any discussions about drugs. If you can't understand that they're looking for something or they're trying to escape something, that is it. Those are the two reasons. Now, people argue, social, peer pressure, blah, blah. Okay, all of those can be chalked up to exactly what I said. Peer pressure, okay, so they're looking for social acceptance with peer pressure. Well, they're poor. Well, they are looking to escape the pain of a life of poverty. Everything can be chalked up to one of those two reasons. If you can't acknowledge that those are the two reasons, then you have no basis to make any further statements or have any valid or useful input on the matter, which is why I have an issue with Jeff Sessions, because he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And it's purely anti-libertarian the way the man approaches drug policy. It's like, look, this shit doesn't work. And the more that we can reach out to people, I've done drugs in the past, I'll admit to it. I mean, that's... and there were always reasons, whether they were good or bad. I mean, I won't say there were ever good reasons. And I'm not going to elaborate too far on it. But what I'll say is this, is that attempting to paint anything that is, attempting to take anything out of context and vilify it without the benefit of, all of the facts. The facts being, hey, you know what? Drugs are tools. They're typically tools used in a bad way, but they're tools nonetheless. And if you can't acknowledge that and you can't accept that, again, I don't think that you have a starting point to have a conversation about it. And I have a real problem with people who they condemn illegal drug use because these drugs are illegal, but they're okay with, having a prescription for fucking Oxycontin or some shit. It's like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Or let's go to something that sounds a little bit, a little bit less ominous than, say, opioids, which cholesterol medications. How many cholesterol medications have come out and they've had these super campaigns and they've been fast-tracked by their producers so that they get through the process entirely too fast without enough study. And then they turn out it has sparked an entire gigantic industry in this country, the bad drug industry, where you sue the drug manufacturers because the drugs are bad. It's like, how is that okay? But marijuana, which has many, many good medical uses, isn't. That doesn't make any sense. It means that you are brainwashed, period. If you can't accept that, if you can't accept that there's a flaw in your thinking, then there's no point to try to talk to you, because you have to get to that point first, that, hey, guess what? Sometimes, with best intent, people fucking lie, or they whitewash the truth. Teachers lie, cops lie, politicians certainly lie, the media lies. If you don't believe that the media lies, well, check out CNN. Just watch them for an hour. I'm 90% certain there's going to be something bullshit on there that's just simply not true. I don't know. I think that we have to get to the bottom of what is going on with these kids, where they feel that the only option left the only card left in the deck is to go out and start killing classmates and start killing their teachers and their coaches and whatever. It's insanity. But that being said, if it is insanity, if we can agree that it's insanity, then that means these people need help. That means that, we need to figure out what has brought them to this point. Let's see, another gunman. Oh, this was at the Trump Hotel in, his name is Jonathan Oddie. And, what? No, yeah. Okay, that's what it is. It's Trump National Doral, Miami resort. And so this guy was, whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but God bless the USA, finally an American. Well, he's a South African native. Wow, South Africa, what's going on there is pretty crazy. Anyway, so yeah, there was a guy who brought a gun to there. Well, he ended up I think he took a shot, but he's alive anyway. But he has been taken into custody. I don't know what to say about him. I'm not sure why people do this, but like I say, I mean, there's frustration can bring people to bad places. Fear of loss, just a persistent downward spiral can have devastating effects on people and their psyches. I mean, so, kind of it'd be a good thing to get to the bottom of a lot of this stuff. But so that happened in Miami. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, the royal wedding. Yeah. Nothing. I'm just not gonna say shit about that, because honestly, I don't care. I couldn't care less. I think it's absolute stupidity. I think that all royals should be forced to work at a fucking McDonald's and for a year of their life, just to see that, hey, there is that it is a rare privilege to be born into royalty and to never have to worry about the struggles of life that everyone has to worry about, which is, what is the biggest struggle of life? I mean, what is the one thing that we all have in common? And that is money. I mean, really, we have different races, different backgrounds, different belief systems, different political leanings, everything like that. But we all need to have a roof over our head and food in our bellies. I mean, there are minimum requirements to stay alive and to get through this fucker. And I think that when you're born into a situation where you don't have that and will never have that, I just don't understand the fascination there. And not that there's anything wrong with the royal family. I mean, Prince Harry may be a fantastic human being. I have no idea. And I don't care, because he is one of the world's most well-known people, I would say. Well, all the royals are, within that echelon of the, the world's super celebrity status. But the problem that I have with it is it's by virtue of a birthright. It's not by virtue of any great action. It's not through his intelligence or his they don't bring anything visible to the table. I'm not saying that they don't bring anything to the table. There could be a whole shitload behind the scenes, but there's nothing visible. There's no, he's not an Elon Musk who just simply his genius has made him this unstoppable juggernaut. Where, yes, everyone in the world is eventually going to know who Elon Musk is just because he keeps doing some of the most incredible shit in the world. He's not even Jeff Bezos, who has just made some incredibly sharp decisions. And, granted, I don't agree with that level of prosperity. I think that, when you make $9 billion in 20 minutes or whatever the fuck he did, twice, that's extreme to a point where I don't know that it's not that I believe that we should outlaw that type of thing or anything like that, because that would just be unlibertarian of me for sure. But I would hope that that he would see the redundancy of that level and do something with that money that is of benefit to the world as a whole. Not that that's his responsibility or anything like that. I would just hope that would be what would happen. But okay, now on to we'll go to a couple other things. So the scope memo came out from Rod Rosenstein, as demanded by Judge Ellis. And the scope memo basically, you can check it out. It's available online, and the scope memo outlines pretty specifically what Robert Mueller's scope was. But then it also, at the bottom, allows for basically if you find reasons to go further in whatever direction, then there's this 604B or whatever the hell it is, which will allow you to go further. And it's like, well, you can't just give the guy unlimited scope to go on. You can use the word witch hunt, but it's more of a wild goose chase. It's like, wherever that fucker goes, we don't have a reason to get him, but we want to find a reason. And you can't do that. That is completely 100% against. We have lost, especially the left-leaning media has lost sight of the concept in this country of innocence until proven guilty, and of the idea that you cannot be persecuted or prosecuted because people don't like you. And you can't be targeted for criminal conviction without a crime. It's the targeting of a president without... there is no proof of and no evidence for any crime. And like this Paul Manafort shit, well, that stuff happened in 2006. What he has been indicted for happened in 2006 and is not covered anywhere under that scope memo, other than the super secret 604B, blah, 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 go wherever you want, whatever it takes. You can't do that. And for the people who believe that you can do that, I really, truly hope that bites you in the ass, because the simple fact is that if you give someone unlimited resources and a target is put on your back, there's unlimited resources and no time limit, and there's nothing sacred, you're fucked. If you're the target, you're screwed. And that is why we have the protections in place that we have in the Constitution, is because if it's